What's up everybody, thank you so much for joining me into Manor Lords. My name is Axfield, and with today's playthrough I thought it would be pretty cool to do a challenge for myself where I will make a town that will be a carnivore town. So they will eat no vegetables and no fruits. So the foods that I will be limited to is the meat, eggs, sausages, fish, and then I'll also add honey to that list. So I'm currently playing on the Winding Rivers map, and after a few rerolls I found this piece of land which have given us a rich deposit of wild animals. We've also got a pond with a shoal of fish, and then we've also got fertile grounds over here. Now obviously we are limited to the flax and the barley for this playthrough specifically, but it is going to come in handy, these fertile grounds, especially when we're starting to produce the ale. Now one thing that I am concerned about is that we don't have salt, and salt is quite expensive to import and we need that to create the sausages, but we're going to try and make this work in any case. So I'm going to just get going over here. Don't want to be too far from the wildlife spawning point, and I'm going to just make the road come up like this. Actually want to make it more straight over here, so let's just do it like that. And I'm going to add a connection point over here. I kind of like to do these triangle connection points because I feel like when the people move around here it's more like of a free flow. Right, and we're going to set up our logging camp. I'm going to place it maybe just over here, like so. Then we're only uprooting 2 trees, and we can also then place our wood cutting hut. We can place right over there, and let's just see for the well point. You see this is pretty perfect, so we can just place our well point over there. And then I want to also squeeze my hitching post in here, maybe on the opposite side. Now let's just see if we've got enough space here for the market stalls. I want to maybe use the square over here. Now this is perfect. So I'm going to use this little triangle piece. I'm going to use this as the market square. And then we can set up our baggage plots on this side. So it's not too far from our starting point. Now, first of all, let's just also get the granary up. And the granary, I'm going to maybe just place over here, like so. And then we can also set up the storehouse. Here we go. And I'm going to just quickly fast forward this. Now the nice thing about building a carnivore town is that your baggage plots don't have to be big, because you're not going to have any crops. So we're not going to do any vegetables, no apples. And with the animals you don't need big baggage plots. So if we do eggs, or we've got the pigs or the goats, whatever, we're not going to use a big space. So I'm going to try and make the baggage plots as small as possible. Just give a small extension. But I want to really step up my egg production for this playthrough. Let's just see the hunting camp. I must just set that up also quickly. Here we go. So we can place that maybe just over there. I think that's going to be fine. And I'm going to assign all the people, all the families that I can here to the logging camp. Now my intention is to move the logging camp a little bit further away from the spawning point here of the wild animals. They can migrate slightly a little bit deeper, but I don't want them to go too far from my starting point. Actually, you know, I can just make a road, a temporary road to come through over here. There we go. Okay, so we're just connecting it like there. It's just going to make the whole transportation a bit easier. Right, so we've got our woodcutter over here. Once the granary is up, I'm going to just move all of my resources, because it starts raining. Yeah, it's almost always with this game, like when I start out, the rain starts almost immediately. So I need to move all of my goods as quick as possible. So let's just make the storehouse also a priority, high priority, very high priority. Okay, we've got our one family now that's doing the hunting over here. And at least we've got some bread stored now. So that's going to go to the food stall. Okay, and we've got a decent amount of timber already. So I'm going to start with the baggage plots. Now I'm going to, it's going to look a little bit funny, but I'm going to kind of do it like with an angle. Let's see if we can do it like this. So you see all of these houses will have an extension. Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect. I'm going to do it just like that. It's going to just look a little bit more neat. So I'm going to just make the starting point a little bit lower. See if we can do it like this. I'm going to try and make it square. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the road through like this. And yeah, let's just maybe do this as well. I'm going to just do it like this, and then we can add a few extra baggage plots over here. Also make them square with the other ones. So now these ones we can make a lot smaller. They're going to just look a little bit more neat. Just pull this road up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do it just like that. Okay, now we've got sufficient housing for everybody. And let's just speed it up again. Right, so we're starting to produce our first meat and also some leather, or rather some hides. I'm still waiting for them to complete the storehouse over here. Oh, you see, that's the problem. I assigned all my families, so there was no family that can help with the construction. I sometimes do make this mistake. Okay, there we go. So we've got the storehouse up. Let's just assign one family over here. Alright, so we've got the meat and the bread going. So with my research, the first thing I want to do is to either do the trapping or to do the sheep breeding, but I suppose I'm going to do the trapping first. I just want to see what stocks are damaged over here. We've already moved all the stocks, so I don't know what stocks they are referring to. In any case, okay, we're going to just systematically add all the baggage plots. And I'm going to have to start immediately setting up my chicken coops. Now we're going to need planks for that. So yeah, it is quite tricky to do this like carnivore diet. At least we've got plenty of meat. So that is the one big concern that we've sorted out. Okay, so we just need one more baggage plot set up over here just to keep everybody happy. And then from there we can start inviting more people to the town. Let's just see, we've got plenty of timber. Okay. So what I'm going to do is... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to maybe just go with the trapping. Skillful layer traps give us a passive amount of meat. Okay. Yeah. So it's either the trapping or the beekeeping that I want to do first. The trade logistics is also a good one to have. I always want to actually do this one. To establish the trade routes, it's going to cost half. You know what, let's do this one. So I'll probably use this progression 1, 2, 3, maybe like that. Let's do that. Because we've got enough meat and anyways to go around. And we need to set up the trade quickly so that I can start building my chicken coops. Right, Right, we're gonna just set up our militia over here. Right, I'm gonna just immediately start with the new burgage plots. So let's just do a few. I can make them smaller. Yeah, this should actually be perfect. So now what we can do is we can do the same on this side. We can also do the small burgage plots just like that, facing the other way around. They're still close enough to all of the goods that they need. So, and then obviously I'll just pull the road across like this. Here we go. Okay, see, this is the advantage of now doing this carnivore town. We can make a really compact city. So then from there, I'll probably place the church over here on this side. Yeah, right over here. Okay, and the tavern can also be very close by. It's going to be a nice layout. Right, so we just need to get this approval rating up, and then from there we'll get more people that will come in. Right, we've got a decent amount of timber, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away a family here from the logging camp, and I'm going to just assign them here to the woodcutters lodge, just to build up our fuel here for the town. Now hides and leather is obviously also going to be a main selling point for me, just to get the town up and running. You can see we're hardly making a dent on the wildlife over here, which is great. But as our town is going to grow, then obviously it's going to start dropping. But this is going to be good also with the advanced skinning. This is going to be a very useful one to have on a later stage. So we can do 6 upgrades with the current stage where the development of the game is. So we've got obviously this one, which is the trade logistics. Then from there I'm going to do the trapping, the advanced skinning. Is 3, 4, 5, and then we can do maybe another one. We can get hides from the traps. That's an option. Or we can do this one. So for the better deals, I'll probably do that at the end, because we're going to have to import the salt. So if I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay, so that's pretty much the developments that I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, sheep breeding, trapping, advanced skinning, beekeeping, trade logistics, and better deals. Yeah, so those are the ones that I want to look at. Now the fishing spot is quite far from where we are, but I have played before like where the pond was really far from where my town is, and it's still quite effective. I think you can just assign more family members then to do the fishing. Then it is still relatively effective, even if the pond is far from your starting point. So we've got now this extra burgage plot. Just want to see, okay, so we need 10 stone for the church and 20 planks. So we can build the saw pit now. I'm going to just go ahead and place the saw pit over there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the family that's doing the wood cutting. I'm going to assign them to the saw pit just to give us a few planks so that we can then set up the chicken coops. So you can see here with the chicken coops we require 2 pieces of plank, and it's 15 coin per chicken coop to build. So we can place ourselves then 2 chicken coops to start with. Alright, and you can see the approval is now increasing because of the market food variety. We've only got the bread and the meat, but it is helping us to get that extra approval. So that family that's doing the wood cutting, I'm going to now just assign them here to the saw pit so that we can get some planks, and then from there we can just construct our first 2 chicken coops. After that, I want to also look at building up my trade post. I want to get that also set up relatively quick, and I think it might be a good idea to set it up close here to where my storage is. So let's maybe do that and just squeeze it in over here. I'm going to create another road just here at the back so we can place our tannery and maybe a few other structures like the beekeeping, the apiaries. We can also squeeze in here, then it's all close together. Alright, so there we've got now our 10 planks. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to just assign that same family now to go back here to the logging camp. And let's do this chicken coop and then another chicken coop. And we'll just start with that for now. I just want to see how much it's going to cost us to open up the trade route for the firewood. See, we've got an extra family available, so I'm going to just go ahead and assign them there to the wood cutting. Right, so now we're going to start producing some chicken eggs. Now, in order to feed the town with the chicken eggs, you need a lot of chicken coops. So it's actually a good idea that we're doing like this whole compact town setup. Now, yeah, I want to see if I can quickly set up a trade route here for the firewood specifically. So let's see, crafting. Here we go. Okay, so that's only going to cost us 2 coin. And I just want to see if we do the planks. The planks is going to be 6 coin. Okay, good. So, yeah, let's maybe set up the trade route for both planks and for the wood, for the firewood. I'm going to just open up the firewood first. Let's establish that trade route. And once I get another family in, I'm going to assign them to work here by the trading post. Let's see, firewood. Export. And we'll export when we get over 60, I think, maybe. Yeah, let's just do it like that. So what I'll do is while we wait for another family to move in, I'll just maybe move this family from the woodcutter's lodge back and forth between the woodcutter's lodge and the saw pit, just to create those extra planks, because I want to get trading with the planks as well. In fact, let's just open up the trade route here for the planks. That's 12 coin. Yeah. Let's do that. Export. And we can export the planks when we get over 20, I think. So yeah, you can see we've got plenty of meat. So at this stage of the game, the meat is going to be really useful, especially with the rich deposit. I don't think you can do the carnivore town without this rich deposit of wild animals. Well, either this or rich deposit of the shoal fish. I do believe that when we get the new or the next big update, we might have a bigger variety of food. I think I did read something up about it. I could be wrong, but I think we are going to get it. Alright, here we go. So we've got another family that moved in. I'm now just contemplating whether or not I want them by the trading post or by the saw pit. But I think let's assign them rather by the trading post. As I've mentioned, we can then move the family that's here by the woodcutter's hut. We can move them back and forth between the woodcutter's hut and the saw pit. So yeah, I'm gonna just move them across here to the saw pit. Just build up some planks. And now with the next amount of coins that we are going to get in, I'm going to just go ahead and then build myself another chicken coop. And then from there, actually I can do that now. In fact, I can set up my tannery here at the back, as I've mentioned. See if I can squeeze it in. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and place it right over there like so. And then we can also open up the trade route for the leather. Now that's a bit more pricey to open up this trade route. Yeah, you're going to see that it's 90 coin. And I just want to see for the hides, 60 coin. And we get 4 coin for the hides. Major trades, okay. Can't see what I'm going to get for coins for this one. A trade route is required first. Export. Okay. Yeah, so they're not going to show us. I think I need to first get the tannery. Oh, the tannery is up. Right, we've got another family that moved in. So we're going to assign them there by the wood cutting. And we've got now a family here by the trading post. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so the money is actually accumulating pretty quick. Let's just add ourselves a chicken coop. And then with the next family that we will get in, we will then assign them to work at the tannery. We've got still 7 available living space. So we are definitely fine in regards to that. I'm going to go ahead and we can set up the church. Just need some extra wood first. Let's maybe just set up the forester hut as well. Get that going. Let's see here. Unassign. Trade over 20. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to just assign another family here by the logging camp. I just want to build up my timber first. And let's get ourselves the forester hut set up. We just need to make sure that this logging camp doesn't go into that area over here where the wild animals are. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and add another family here to the woodcutter's hut. And I want to just increase the minimum limit here for the firewood, seeing that we're going into winter now. I'm going to maybe just push that up to 80. Okay, so we've got an extra family now. I think let's just go ahead and assign them there by the saw pit. We've got a very decent amount of coin now. And that's enough for us to open up the trade route here for the leather. Let's do that. Establish trade route. We're going to get 6 coin for the leather. So yeah, I'd rather than just export the leather instead of the hides. We're going to just get better money. And I'm going to maybe just say, yeah, let's just maybe say if we're over 40 leather. I think that's a decent enough amount. Right, I should have enough timber now for the church. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is perfect. So I just want to squeeze it in here. Come on. I actually wanted to face this way. But it doesn't want to give me the option. Oh, too steep to build. Okay. So I'm going to have to place it like this. There was a location over here. There we go. Perfect. It doesn't actually look that steep. I didn't realize. Ah, it is pretty steep going that way. Okay, we've got another family. I'm going to assign them here to the forester hut. And I'm going to just limit them to plant trees over here. Okay, so everything is running like clockwork at the moment. We've only really got meat. But the next family that I'm going to get in, I'm going to assign by the tannery. We're going to just do some extra exports. For the leather specifically. And then we will be getting a decent amount of money in. And then from there I'm going to then obviously just set up some more chicken coops. And then I also want to place some animal pens. And I'm going to probably do a mix of goat sheds and pig farms. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and add some more chicken coops over here. I think I'm going to take this whole block over here and make them all with chicken coops. So it's basically these 7 houses. I'm going to all place chicken coops within them. Right, so we've got another family and they're going to go straight to the tannery. And then I think once we get now another family, I'll maybe also assign them here to the hunting lodge. Although they are digging into the wildlife pretty badly. So one family, I suppose, is enough here for the hunting. Yeah, we can maybe look at getting a family to start fishing as well. The farming we can set up pretty much over here towards this side. Just want to see how the fertility is looking. Yeah, so the flax is looking good here and barley right next to it. We've got a very fertile piece of land over here for the barley specifically. So I'll probably just move my crop fields up to this side. Flax, barley. So I kind of want to get like a middle point over here for the flax and the barley. Let's just do those extra chicken coops. Okay. Now from here I'm going to mix and match with the goat pens and the pig farms. We're going to just mix it all up. Market clothing variety. Oh, we've only got leather available, but we're getting that extra approval from the clothing variety. Alright, so you can see the coin is looking fantastic at the moment. So that's just from that little bit of trade that we did with leather. So let's go ahead and set up some pens over here. Let's maybe look at doing 2 goat sheds and 2 pig farms. I'm going to just go with that. So that we can then obviously produce that extra hide as well with the goat sheds. I'm going to also maybe go ahead and start leveling up my burgage plots. So if we've got 2 leveled up, then we can go to the next settlement level. Okay, so that will allow me then to maybe do the trapping. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that next. We're going to do the trapping, and then from there I'm going to open up the sheep breeding as the third one. And we'll take it further from there as we progress. Now we're going to need stone to upgrade the granary. And you know what? I think I'm going to assign a family just to harvest the stone that we've got over here. We've got a deposit of 140 stone. That's pretty decent. But let's just make a road come through this way. Yeah, just like that, so that they can get to the stone a little bit quicker. I think I want to maybe just go ahead and assign them straight away. I'm going to just place it over here. Not too far from the actual village. Kind of like getting an in-between point between the stone and the village. So as you can see, the eggs are like, it takes a crazy amount of chicken coops to just produce enough eggs for the village. The only thing that's really featuring is the meat, but we've got some eggs here in the food store. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead. Might want to look at doing more variety. So maybe, oh, I'm really thinking of this, if I should maybe not do the beekeeping first. Now you can see here, there's a small writing over here that says every region can sustain up to 2 apiaries by default. And by placing more, it will not increase the yields. Alright, so what to do? I think let's do the beekeeping, because let's say, for example, if the chicken eggs are not enough, they can compensate with the honey. So yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. We're gonna do the beekeeping, and we're gonna squeeze it in here. As I've mentioned before, there's a nice little spot here for the apiaries. Alright, so of course we will get people that will be upset over here, although from the fuel stall supply. Okay, I don't know why that is an issue. Okay, in any case, let's upgrade our hitching post over here. I want to also look at just adding another hitching post. Squeeze it somewhere in here. And we can put it right over there. Keep everything kind of central. We've got an extra family available, which I think the best thing to do is... I was thinking of maybe letting them get the stone, but I think I'll rather assign them first here by the apiary. And then a family that I'll get after them, I'll then assign here to the stone cutting. Okay. So yeah, you see we do need the stone here for the manor as well, so that's definitely the next family that I'm going to assign, which I got just now. We're going to do the stone cutting with that family. And that will just give us the resources now to upgrade our granary. For the storehouse, we only need wood and planks. So we can do that. We can upgrade the storehouse. Track their movement. So I do want to keep an eye on when the raiders are going to come in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this burgage plot over here. And I'm going to use this burgage plot to make bow and arrows for us. And we can then use those war bows we can use for just to sell as well. But just to assign some of our archers to just fight off the first raiders that we're going to get in.
Summer's coming soon. Soon the beating sun.
And now I still need to assign the animals, which type of animals I want. So I think I'm going to go with the 2 goats. 2 goats and then 2 pigs. Let's do that. Okay, so meat is definitely not going to be a problem for us. Not until much later. And we do have some eggs there within the food stall, so that's okay. We just need, for now at least, we just need those 2 different food sources. Just to upgrade these initial houses. Now we also do get quite a big benefit with tax if you upgrade the burgage plots. So I want to systematically just upgrade all of them to level 2 at least. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to do the boyer's workshop. And I want to produce specifically the war bows. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Now, obviously you need an extra family now to work at the boyer's workshop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unassign a family here by the logging camp. So we need 1 family available just to help with the general construction. And we've got some stone in now. So the first thing I want to do is to upgrade my granary. And then from there we're going to place our manor. This hitching post, you know what, we can actually... Let me just see here. Let me just order another ox. I'm I'm going to place this hitching post over here. I think I'm going to just do that. And then what we can do is we can place our manor over here. Alrighty, so I'm going to just commit with this first basic structure. Let's just commit with that. Okay, and we slowly but surely we're starting to produce honey as well. So as I've mentioned, if we're not going to have any eggs available, then at least we'll have the honey then to compensate with that. So that we've got then at least that 2 food sources. And then eventually when we've got those extra families, we'll start assigning them to just get some fish for us as well. And see now the AI are starting to claim territory over here. So which territory are they claiming? Oh, this one over here. Okay. Schachspitz. Schachspitz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Alright. But I don't even think with this playthrough I'm going to worry about going into another territory, because I want to first see, or the whole point is I want to see if I can make a town function effectively without eating any fruit or vegetable. Okay, so I'm going to assign that family back to the logging camp. We need that extra family for the logging camp. Because they dig through the wood pretty quickly, the saw pit and also the woodcutter's lodge. They really do go through it quickly. Okay, so we're going to just wait another 13 days and we can order ourselves another ox. And let's just see here for the warbows. Okay, we only need 100 coin to open up this trade route. I do have enough. Establish trade route, and we're going to export that as well. And that's going to give us 5 coins per warbow. Let's just see. I don't want him to dig into all my storages. I want to keep some warbows out, obviously, for my troops. So we can maybe say if it's over... Actually, if it's over 10, I think that should be fine. So let's see, for the warbows, there we go. We only need some planks. And we can get going with that right away. I'm going to also assign my militia archers. Here we are. And now from here we can systematically start to add some more baggage plots. So I'm going to just extend the road. Let's just maybe do it up to here and bring it down like so. Then it's going to look nice and neat. Let's see how many we can get. Another 3 houses in. Yeah, perfect stuff. Okay, that's fantastic. So you see, it's actually kind of nice to make a carnivore town, because you can make your town really compact. If this works, it might be a future system that I'm going to follow. Not enough construction material. You can just see, what do we need? Okay. Oh, okay, I think they need some extra planks over here. Yeah. Alright, so we still have a decent amount of coin left. Let's just go ahead and add some more pens. Or chicken coops. Now, you know what? I'm going to use those 3 for the chicken coops. I don't want to touch any of these baggage plots to build any extensive workshops at the back. I'm going to just keep the chicken coops over here. And then we can add workshops on this side. So, okay, but in any case, let's do maybe one more animal pen. And I'll do the goats there as well then. Okay, so we just want to make sure that they don't surpass the limit of 10 wild animals per herd. Okay, that's good. You know what I would have liked is to see maybe more than one herd in a territory. That kind of would have made more sense in my opinion, if we had more than one of these herds roaming around. It would make things a little bit easier, like with the meat production. Not that we're struggling at the moment, but I think it would just been a nicer setup, you know, having maybe at some locations having more than one wildlife spawning point. Okay, I know we require those extra resources, but come on, man. just ordering another ox over here. Let's just see. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 oxen. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna maybe just do one more order for the oxen. Okay, we've got a stable space over here. So yeah, so we're gonna just do one more after this ox has arrived. So we've got currently now 6 archers available. Also got another family in. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and add one family to work here by the church. I don't really think it makes any difference. Because you see, like, if we've got the church built, I really don't know what this family does. Like, I've been playing Manor Lords for so long. If any of you know what, aside from burying people, you know, that die, setting up graveyards, I don't know, like, if there's any other benefit of having a family working here at the church. But I'll just assign them there, just because. Yeah, I see we've got now the stone amount is building up very nicely. We're going to deplete this deposit very soon, which is great, because then I'm going to remove this family over here and assign them at a different location. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna, as I've said, I'm gonna carry on just adding some more chicken coops. We want to make sure that we've got plenty of eggs. Okay, so the eggs are starting to accumulate. I'm gonna add my goat shed over there. Right, and we've got now our manor also set up, so this will give us our retinue. Alright, so let's just see here for the taxes. I'm gonna do the 10% for the taxes. Tithing. Yeah, let's leave the tithing for now. Right, so the farmhouse, let's just see for the flax, barley. Okay, yeah. You know what, I think this is going to be a good location for us to then just place the farmhouse over here. More or less. Okay, so you can see that we're digging into the logs really quickly, so because they have to go now a little bit further to get the pieces of logs. So we're going to assign another family there, I think. I'm going to just do that for now. What I probably can do is, we've got the marketplace over here and we've got a well point also here. Can supply up to 50 baggage plots. How many are we supplying now currently? 15. Okay. Oh, so we've got weak supply on this side. Okay, you know what? Let's maybe set up another well point over here. We're just waiting now for that timber. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and place it on this side. Right, okay, so the timber, it's starting to slowly accumulate. Okay, and you can see that we are getting like a little bit of storage with the eggs. We're getting those extra eggs in. But you know, if this was the real medieval times, these people would live in absolute luxury. Because all of the goods that we're supplying here would be probably considered as luxury goods. I mean, most people in those times didn't have access to any type of meat sources. I think I can live in a town like that. Just having all of the goods that they've got currently. Alright, so now we've got those 3 families that's working here by the logging camp. Considering moving the logging camp maybe towards the next to the church. The forester here will obviously replant all of the trees over time, or I can move the logging camp towards this side, actually. Relocate, maybe towards this side. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna just relocate them to that side. And now I'm gonna also go ahead and add myself another ox. Yeah, there we go. Let's do one more ox. I'm gonna upgrade that hitching post, and we can upgrade this one as well. So ultimately, I think if I've got 6 oxen for this town, I think we should be fine. And we'll keep those 3 families over there. Stone deposits nearly done, so then I'm going to unassign this family here. And we can look for a different place where we can add this family. And let's just see here for the retinue. Customization. Recruit men at arms. Okay, so we need 50 coin to have another men at arms. We've got still plenty of time before the raiders get to us, so we can still build up our retinue nicely. I've got currently 200 coin in my regional wealth, which is very decent. Okay, I want to see, so we need 5 level 2 burgage plots to go to the next level. And you know, I think I should really get going with that so that we can start with the sheep breeding. So, what do we need? Okay, we need just the logs, really. Alright, so I'm hoping they will move a little bit quicker on this. I'm gonna just permanently assign 1 livestock over here, one of the oxen, to help with all of the wood, because they are taking their sweet time. So if we've got an ox permanently assigned here, I think it's just gonna be much better. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just temporarily, I know we are going to change these into workshops eventually, but I'll just then maybe temporarily change these to chicken coops. We've got currently 3 families available that we can assign. Actually 2. Want to keep the one out. Okay, we've got the timber, so let's start upgrading. Let's start upgrading these burgage plots. Okay, so I think the meat is going to, from here on forward, it's going to slowly but surely start dropping. Unless I add more burgage plots, that's also going to produce the meat. So for some reason our timber production is really slow. You know what? I've got to just limit my saw pit over here. So we're going to go to the advanced settings over here, and let's just say I'm going to limit the plank production to 100. And okay, looks like the woodcutter you cannot limit. Okay, that's fine, but we'll just limit the saw pit now, and then that will just help us get those timber that we need. Right, so we're getting 3 additional approval specifically for the church level, and then we get 1 for the market clothing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign another family here by the apiary. Just see if we can produce a little bit of extra honey. And then from there, I suppose we can add another family over here with the granary. Yeah, let's do that. Now we've got a decent amount of timber extra. I think let's go ahead and add ourselves the farmhouse, and I want to place it, like I said, more or less over here. Flax. Oh, we've got some green over here. I'm going to place it right over there. So this area over here I think is a really good location, because we've got quite green amounts of, or I'm gonna say green fertility, extra fertility in this area for the flax, and then also the barley. It's both overlapping in this location, so we'll make that our first crop fields. Now I've almost got enough coin in my treasury to recruit 2 extra men at arms. Okay, so we've got now 3 timber. I'm gonna just let that timber accumulate until we've got 6. There we go. And we can add then another 3 burgage plots over here. See if we can do 3. Make it a little bit longer. Can we squeeze 3 in? Not enough goods. Okay, we'll just wait for that timber. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it just like that. It's gonna look pretty neat. And we'll probably have to do another well, just to keep everything close together. No fields to work. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just see our crop fields. Right, I feel like doing 1 Morgan fields is decent enough. So I'm gonna just go with that. Make them 1 Morgan. There we go. And then we can do like a 3rd one, which I'm gonna place. Yeah, I'm gonna place it right over here. .2. Okay, well that's fine. We'll just do 3 because they work in rotations of 3. So the first one, let's see, flax, crop rotations, barley, and fallow. Okay, then we'll do this one. We'll do barley, fallow, flax, and then for the last one, we'll start with the fallow, then we'll do the flax and the barley. Okay, so I think they're all well structured here now. Okay. Right, and we can systematically now just add families here to work at the farmhouse. Now the fishing hut I'll probably place over here, like so. And as I've mentioned, they do have a far way to walk, but if you assign more than 1 family, it is effective. And because we're going to have such a compact town, I think we won't have any issues with that. Now what I think of doing is I'll probably move, in fact let's do that now. I'm going to move the forester hut towards this location over here. And then these structures I'll just move across, and then we can add some more burgage plots over here. Just to keep everything close to the marketplace. But the town's already looking nice. And we're going to just upgrade this burgage plot, and that will unlock the sheep breeding for us. Then from there, we're going to also set up a trading for the livestock, a trade post for the livestock specifically. Okay, it's not going to squeeze in there. I want to kind of like determine where I want to place my sheep farms. And you know what? I think it's actually not a bad idea to have my sheep farms on this side. So maybe we should do the livestock trading post. We should do it just over here. This will also account like as a barrier, like for burgage plots that I'm going to place here. So let's just set it up like that. Got now some extra families in, and I think I should just maybe start and add my families here to the farmhouse. Settlement level increased, and we can go ahead and do the sheep breeding. Effectively reducing import prices with 5. Okay, so that will definitely be at the later stage when we get to the salt and we're starting to produce sausages. That's going to be an important one. Right, so fuel is going down. So what I think I'm going to do, let me just move this over here. Yep. So we're gonna have to push our, let me just see the amount that we trade. I'm gonna make this more. Maybe if it's over 120, I think I'm gonna just do that. Eventually I'll stop trading with the firewood, because you get such little money, so I just feel like it's not really worth it. Okay, we can add a family over there. I'm gonna do that. And let's just see, where's our eggs at? Okay, so we can do with them some extra eggs. So more chicken coops it will be. Right, so from here we're going to have to start building our level 3 burgage plots in order for us to level up our settlement level. We're going to need a third type of food source. Now obviously we do have the 3. We've got the honey, the eggs and the meats. But as I've mentioned before, the honey and the eggs takes really long to produce, and you don't produce a lot of it. So I'll most definitely will have to set up my fishing as well if we want to upgrade to another development level. I'm only going to consider importing the salt once we've got this button unlocked, the better deals. So then we can get much better prices for the salt. I'm gonna have to look for now, maybe look for something else that we can export. Although the warbows, I think, is going to do the trick in any case. Just for now at least. Right, so let's add to the retinue. Almost got 150. So we can add 3 more soldiers to the retinue. I'll definitely do that. There we can go with another chicken coop. Okay, so the egg production is building up nicely. We've got now another extra family available. Advanced. Let's see. You know, I would have loved doing the heavy plow. Yeah, that would have been great for the crop fields over here. But it's okay. Seeing that we're only doing the barley and the flax, I'm not going to bother too much with it. But I'll most definitely will have to have a storage, a large storehouse on that side. I think so. Now let's see, flax. Flax, what else can we get? Flax. And the barley has to go into the granary, right? Yeah, okay, the barley has to go into the granary. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to add some more storage on this side. I'm going to have another storehouse and granary on this side, just to help basically bringing all the crops that we've got over here, just to get them into storage quickly. There we go. So the foresters I'm going to just assign to work over here. We've got still living space available for 2 families. Let's see with the water. Okay, everybody is well supplied. I'm just going to move this across also towards the side. Let's see if I can pull the road through here. Yeah, let's just do that. And we can move the saw pit over here. And the stable can also come across. Here we go. And then what I'm going to do is, once they've moved all the supplies over here, all the wood, I'll add a couple of extra burgage plots over here. We can do quite a few right over here. And then we've got a really nice and compact town. Eric storage full. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we've got plenty of wood now, so I'm going to unassign 1 family there. Let's just maybe do another family here to the farmhouse. And we can maybe just look at adding another apiary, so let's do that. I'm going to place it right over here like so. We will have the extra storage now, so let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So then the storage we can squeeze in over here. The granary and the storehouse. So the granary can go in there, and oops, let me just make sure I've got the storehouse selected. Yeah, there we go. So this is nice. So we can just do it like that. It fits in very nicely. And we'll have families assigned on that side as well. Okay, there we go. So we've got now another family there working at the apiary. So we're going to just try and supply them with the 3 different goods. Just at least some of the houses, if we can. Let's recruit some men-at-arms. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll build it up now. Treasury is doing pretty well. Okay, so I do want to add myself the garrison tower. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and do that. We've got enough resources now, so let's just do that. Okay, so to upgrade to level 3, we're gonna need 4 roof tiles, 12 planks, and then we also need an additional clothing option. Okay, so the next option will obviously be, for me personally, I would say it would be the boots. So I'll probably do like a cobbler's workshop. We do need tools as well, so I need to import the tools, definitely. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? I've got a decent amount of money. Let's just see, where's the tools? Ah, here we go. Alright, so 150 points to open up this trade route, and I also want to open up the trade route for the roof tiles. Super expensive, but maybe while we've got money, I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. Let's see what else we can do here. Yeah, okay. So right, I'm not gonna worry about anything else at the moment. The tools we can import, and we don't need a lot. I mean, we can maybe just do let's do 5 tools. Not enough supplies. Okay, fuel. Where's my woodcutter? Here we go. Okay, so the fuel is running kind of low. The next family I'll have to assign here to the woodcutter's lodge. I just want them to clear out the supplies over here. Right, so we've got another granary and storehouse that's set up over there. So this is just going to help basically with our crop fields that we've got over here. Now we planted, or I set up these crop fields a little bit late, so that's why missing bronze fertilization. Yeah, that's why we didn't get any crops at this stage. Let's just make it a high priority. Yeah, so they can just take all those supplies. We've got some more stable space, so let's add another ox. Okay. Right, so now they've cleared up the space here for us for more baggage plots. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. So we're gonna add 4 baggage plots over there. Good. Okay, so egg production is stabilizing quite nicely. I would even say the honey is also doing well. Right, so we've got another family in, and I think I'm gonna have to assign them to do the wood cutting. See, that's going a little bit slow. Right, so these ones, I think I can do a combination of eggs and meat. Just want to see, did I assign all of these? Yeah. These ones are also all assigned. Yeah, okay. Right, so more eggs. We need blanks. Wait. Oh, why don't I have any family assigned at the saw pits? I forgot to reassign them. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, the next family that comes in will assign to the saw pit then. Or actually, for now, let's... My stone cutter family. Ah, there we go. We can move them. And I'll assign them then at the saw pit. Right, so the raiders are going to come in 44 days. And I think we are adequately prepared for them. We've got 24 archers, 20 spear militiamen. And so far we've got 9 in the retinue. I think we should be able to get up to 11 in the retinue before they come. So yeah, I think we're going to be prepared enough. Right, chicken coop. And then from there we can just... Yeah, let's do maybe... I think I'm going to just go for the goat sheds. Yeah. Yeah. Let's rather go for the goat sheds and then I'll do another chicken coop. So you can see the AIs, they're obviously now just claiming all of the territories. I'm honestly not too worried about it, really. At this stage I can't be bothered too much. Right, I'm gonna just go ahead and add some more burgage plots over here. I don't know, I can't see the territory line. Ah, there. Okay. So I'm right on the border. Want to see if they allow me to build over here. How far can I go in? So they are pretty lenient. You can kind of like go over the red line. I've never built so close to the border before. But they are quite lenient. Let's see if we can do it a little bit with an angle. So yeah, we can do it with an angle. And there's still enough space for an expansion. So let's do that. Alrighty, so I've got the tools now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we did import some tools. And that can just allow me now to basically add the cobbler's workshop. And we've got to first upgrade this burgage plot. And in fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and upgrade a few of them. Okay, so we just need... What do we need actually here? We need fuel and clothing. Okay. Now we've got our livestock pen here. I want to know... The stone cutting camp, you know what? We can destroy this. And then what I'm going to do is... I'm going to build my sheep farm over here. Supplies. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. So the sheep farm we can place over here. And then I'm going to just start to set up all my pastures. We're going to have multiple pastures. But I want to do pretty decent sized pastures. There we go. 38. Maybe do it a little bit bigger. 44. Yeah, let's go with that. So this will be our first pasture. And with the sheep farm, so the sheep are perfectly fine by themselves. They don't need to be tended to or anything. All the farmer does at the sheep farm is they will just basically get the wool from the sheep, and we can sell that yarn then also, just to provide some extra income for the regional wealth. Okay, 2 days, then the raiders will come. So let's quickly add some more militiamen, or men at arms rather. Yeah, okay. Recruit Ministerialis. Okay, that's a new one. Alright, locked in early access. Oh, interesting. So, okay, this has changed. Locked in early access. That's really interesting. Okay, obviously we used to be able to upgrade armor. Upgrade armor. Import. Oh, okay, no. I see what this is. Okay, this we can do. But this is, I never actually saw this. Funny enough. Enemy has been spotted. Okay, let's just see where they're coming in from. They're not so far from the town, which I'm happy with. Really, let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to assign myself a corpse bit here as well. Where do we get that? Can't actually remember. Where's the corpse bit, man? Ah, there we go. Right. Okay, so we're just getting all of our troops ready. I'm going to move them towards this location, kind of like over here, this open spot. Okay, I'm not gonna let them run. I'm gonna let them all just move here in a straight line. There we go. Okay, who's upset with me now? Okay, they need fuel and they need clothing. Okay, so from here, I think what I need to do is I need to add more workers here to the storehouse, just to make more goods available. Okay, so you can see the eggs are accumulating quite nicely. I think we can start importing our sheep. Let's see, we need one family that can work here. And we can say import. Let me just pause this before my people start attacking. So yeah, I'm going to only say import sheep. I'm not going to worry about the lambs. Maybe I should actually import 20. Because they're cheaper. I'll just say this. I mean, we've got enough money, so let's just do trade. Come on. Trade. Let's just do 10 of each, just to start with. Yeah. Right, okay, so here's the bandits. We're gonna take them on. I'm going to try and flank them with my spearmen from this side. And my retinue can just go straight in. Let's just go in over here. There we go. Attack them from this side. There we go. Okay, this is perfect. I think my archers can still kind of shoot here. They can still kind of shoot from here. Alrighty, it's only 2 groups of raiders, if I'm not mistaken, for the first raid. After that, they'll send 3 or 4 groups. There we go, so they've broken down. Just let the retinue also attack here. There we go, and they're broken down. Perfect stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna just let them go back to normal. And then from here, Let's just say construction priority high. Good. Okay. So from the logging camp, I'll just maybe for now assign one family here to the corpse pit. And my family that's working by the church, I'm going to let them also just temporarily work here by the corpse pit. See, now from here we can add another soldier to our retinue. Okay, so we're starting to get that benefit from the food variety now. Let's just see. Chicken coop. Okay, I still need to add my goats over here. Goats. Chicken. Chicken. I'll do the goats and then some more chickens. Okay, cool. I think that will just keep us going for some time now. So there's quite a few families that have got a berry now. But we've got 2 families assigned here to the corpse pit, which I think should be fine. Yeah, so there you can see now we're getting the market clothing variety, food variety, church level. Okay, all looking good. And I'll just say the sheep farm, make that a high priority. Yeah. I'm just going to systematically start upgrading more burgage plots over here. We need to have 3 burgage plots to level 3 to open up the next technology point. So then I think I'm going to go with the trapping, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go with that. Yeah, so we can see the meat. In fact, the eggs are now surpassing the meat. We're getting a really good production for the meat. Oh, sorry, the eggs rather. 60% approval, so that's climbing nicely. And it sounds looking really good, in my opinion. Alright, so we've got another family that came in. I think the 4 families that we've got here now is sufficient enough. Just to harvest everything that we need on that side. Still need families assigned over here. You know what, let's maybe do the weaver side first. I think this is going to be more important now. Not enough goods. Okay, let's just wait for the timber to accumulate. Let's just add another family here to the logging camp. Yeah, we've already got 3 sheep over here. So this is quite a slow progression, but once we've got a decent amount of sheep, we can start butchering them. And if you've got a decent, I would say about 60 or 70 sheep, then your meat production will really increase nicely. So let's see, we've got now 10 level 2 burgage plots, which is great. I think after I've started producing my yarn and also exporting it, then I'm going to maybe import some roof tiles, and then we can look at upgrading the houses to level 3. But we also need the tavern, that's another thing. Okay, but there you can see the meat and the eggs. It's looking not too bad, actually. Let's see here.
Fresh meat. Get your fresh meat here. No finer cuts in all the land. You'll not find
Oh, I still need to add pens over here. So goats. Okay, that's good. You can see the wood production is slowing down now again because they have to go a little bit further to get all the wood. Let me just see here for the war bows. Okay, never mind. Okay, I think what I'll do is let's maybe add another family then here to the logging camp. Looks like we're gonna need it. We've still got 3 spaces left for additional families to move in. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the families here from the corpse bits. I think we've cleared out everything. I'm not gonna worry about adding the family to the church.
so fresh.
Let me just see if I do add a family, if it increases the approval. I think it does increase the approval slightly. Oh yeah, okay, it does. Okay, so that is what it does. It does give extra approval when you've got a family that actually operates from there. Alright, so it does make a difference. I don't think it was like that. It must have changed with recent update. I do believe so. Weaver's Workshop. Not enough goods. I think we can fit it in here though. Yeah. I'm gonna rather do that. I'm gonna squeeze in the Weaver's Workshop right over there. I think it's a really good location for it. And then the malt house will probably be good over here. It looks like we're getting extra sheep over here. Yeah, there we go. Our shepherd bringing us a new sheepy. And going there to the pasture. Perfect stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna add one family here that can work here by the sheep farm. We're gonna get that extra market clothing variety soon. Yes, I'm gonna unassign this one family and we're gonna just assign him here to the Weaver's Workshop. There we go, and then we can start producing the yarn. And I'm gonna just look here by the trading post. We can then also start selling that after a certain point. Where is it? Here we go. Establish, export, and we can export this maybe when it's over 50, I think. I think that should be fine. Okay.
Step right up and set.
Okay, so obviously the food at this stage is a little bit of a problem, especially with meat. I'm gonna add 2 families that can work to just get some fish for us. But now as soon as we've got the butcher established and we've got a decent amount of sheep, we've already got 8 here now currently. So I'm gonna just let it build up, let them breed. We've got the sheep breeding activated, so they can just breed and systematically grow. And then what I think I'm going to do is one of my chicken coops I'm going to just assign to get a butcher over there. Lot level 2 low. Okay. Well, we can use one of our upgraded burgage plots in any case. And we can assign a butcher workshop. And we get a surplus of meat and hides. So then from there we can also get ourselves a cobbler's workshop. Let me see that. Yeah, so we can do that as well. Okay, it's looking a little bit better. We're getting now +2 for the market clothing variety, so that's good. I ended where I was about to basically just add a fishing hut. Or let me see, yeah, the fisherman's hut. So I was thinking of placing it more or less here. I know it's a far distance for them to walk, but I do want to kind of keep it between the pond and where the actual town is, so that the transportation can be a little bit more smooth. So yeah, I think maybe let's just put the fisherman's hut here next to the farm. And I'm gonna just speed up this whole process. We are waiting for a few extra families to move in. If you are new to the channel and to the series, please do remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Also smash that like button if you are interested in games like these. So we are basically now just waiting for those extra families to move in. And then we can assign them here to the fisherman's hut. At the same time, we are building up our population here with the sheep. And then we are starting to produce our first yarn. Now the yarn I'm also going to use as a commodity to trade with. And let's just, I don't know if I set that up already. And let's just check here quickly. For the yarn. Okay, so it is set up to export, and we got to just now let that build up on the one side. And we can add more people here to our retinue. So let's see, we can add another 3 soldiers. I'm gonna just do that quickly. Okay, so then we've got a decent force to defend our town. I'm going to eventually add another person here to my archers, another company. In fact, let's just do that now, as our town is building up. We can also look to squeeze in a few extra burgage plots. So I was thinking of placing them maybe like over here. Keep it all nice and compact. Now let's maybe extend it a little bit further. See if we can get like 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. Let's do another 4 burgage plots. So I think this will pretty much sort us out for everything that we need. All of the population that we need to make the town progress. Now I am going to have to look at importing roof tiles at some point very soon, so that we can upgrade the church. We need a level 2 church in order for us to level up the burgage plots to level 3, and then we also still need our tavern. Now I think a good place for the tavern is either next to the church, which will probably be a bit odd, or on this location over here. So let's maybe do that. I'm going to squeeze it in right over there. We've got a small clay deposit. Oh, sorry, this is actually iron. I thought it was clay. Okay, we've got the clay here at the top. Now, you know, I'm thinking whether or not I should import the roof tiles, or rather just get the clay and then produce my own roof tiles. Because it's quite expensive to import those roof tiles. Running out of food. Okay, so the meat is kind of a problem, and that's why I want those extra villagers to move in so that we can just start getting fish as well. Let's just see, with the logging camp we've got 2 families here that's chopping down trees. Let's just maybe take one of those families out, and I'm going to assign them here to the fisherman's hut just to help us with the food. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to just basically do the animal pens so that we can compensate with meat. We're obviously producing enough eggs at this stage, so we can focus on adding more meat. Right, so we are getting that extra approval now with the church level, market variety, market food variety, clothing variety. I was thinking of maybe just removing the tax for a little while, and that will just boost the happiness of the town and make it more appealing for more families to move in. So I'll take away the tax for now. We've got enough people in our retinue, and I'm not going to focus on taking over more land at this stage. So currently we've got 11 sheep here in this pasture. Just want to see with the trading, livestock trading. Trade. Where is this trade? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I'll need to push this up a little bit further. So let's do 20 there and 20. Let's just do it like that. Okay, then from here I'm going to just assign another family here to the fishing hut. And they can just start bringing in some fish fires. There we go. And that way we can just get some more food variety. While we just try to accumulate our meat production, let's add 2 goats and 2 pig farms. Okay, there we go. Now see, we've got room for 6 people still to move in. And I was thinking maybe I should just produce my own roof tiles. Maybe. We've got our tavern over here. We've got everything that we need to upgrade the tavern also if we want to. I'm thinking I'm gonna maybe just do that in any case. Seeing that we've got the resources. Got plenty of resources. Okay, yeah, so there we can see the meat is now slowly building up. And we're also just producing that extra fish now just to count like as an extra safety net. Let's maybe go ahead. How many roof tiles do we need for the church? We need 10. So I'm gonna maybe open up the trade here for the roof tiles. Import. I've already opened up the trade, so I'm gonna just import 15 roof tiles maybe into the town, so that we also have that little bit of extra, you know, once we're ready to upgrade the burgage plots. We still need that tavern supply, so for the new families that come in, we need to use them to basically just start producing the ale. First the malt and then the ale. So the malt house is a nice little space for the malt house, very close to our storage. So I think I'm gonna pop it down right over there. Okay, there we got another family moving in. And I think I'll then definitely use that family to work at the malt house. What's lacking here? Fuel. Okay. You see, the thing is, we're going to have to now also add more families to work here by the granary and the storehouse. Just to help with the distribution of all the goods. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Let's add some more families over here. Right, so our coin is looking pretty good, so I'm gonna just go ahead and upgrade the church as well. That's one of the things that we need to get to the level 3 burgage plots. And now in order to supply the clothes that we need, we're going to have to start producing the shoes. So I'm going to create a cobbler shop very soon. And then the last thing that we're going to need is the tavern supply for the ale. So let's see here, we've got the boyer's workshop over here. And then I want to now just change this one. I'm going to change to a cobbler's workshop. We're just waiting for another family to move in because it does require an extra family to run the workshop at the back. Production limit. Yeah, I don't think we've got to limit this. I'm not going to worry too much about the limit for that. Let's see how the sheep's doing. We've got 16 sheep currently. Okay, so there's another family moving in, so let's maybe consider The food's looking decent. It's not really where I want it to be, but it's okay. I think we can manage with it. So let's add ourselves the cobbler's workshop. Oh, shibbit. Okay, we've got a fire over here. Oh my goodness. Come on guys, here we go. Doesn't happen often that I get a fire in the town, I must admit. So what we can do is once we go into winter, I'm going to unassign the families that's working here by the fisherman's hut. And then I'll probably assign one of the families to the malt house over here. And then another family we can assign to the tavern. Then we should be getting everything that we need to then upgrade the burgage plots to the level 3. It's not really a priority to go to level 3 with the burgage plots. The only reason I want to go to level 3 is so that with every level 3 burgage plot that you've got an extra family that can move in. So that's kind of like where my thoughts are at. So just to basically get more families to move into the town without expanding the town too far out. I want to keep it compressed and compact for as long as I can. And then obviously also for the development tree, that's the other thing. I want to get higher up with the development tree. So if I get 3 level 3 burgage plots, we can expand our development tree. And the next step for me would be to get the trapping and then the advanced skinning, and then finally we'll do the better deals. See, we actually get now even more approval rating for the church level, because we're getting a level 2 church. So that gives us even more approval. And there's now another family that moved in. So I'm going to go ahead and assign a family over here. Let's just do maybe a 10 stockpile for the fuel. I'm going to add one family to the malt house over here so that we can start producing the malt. And then obviously now we're going to have to add now a third workshop over here. We've got our cobbler's workshop. Production limit. I'm going to say for the production limit, let's maybe do 80 production limit for the shoes. And I'm going to start trading with the shoes as well. I think we can get very good money for that. So let's just open up the trade route over here. Yeah, we get 8 coin per pair of shoes that we export. So I'm going to just do this, and we can say, yeah, let's maybe say when it's over 40, then we can export. Right. So I don't think I'm going to use when we get attacked by the raiders again. I think I'm going to just basically hire mercenaries. And in order to do that, I need to build my treasury up. So my approval rating is looking pretty decent at this stage. So I think maybe I must just impose a little bit of tax. Let's maybe go for 6%. Yeah. That only gives us a little bit of a disapproval. So you can see with the 6%, we only get a -3 approval rating. But if we want 10%, it's a -6. So yeah, I think that's going to make a big difference. We'll just keep it on 6% tax. Okay, the food is stable. I wouldn't say it's building up, but it is stable. I just want our block to grow as quickly as we can let it grow. Let's push it up to 30. And within this pasture we can only have up to 44, so I'll probably have to just open up another pasture over here. Okay, so there's a second pasture for us for another 40 sheep, which I think is decent.
Gave the old ox a hand for the month-old drag. He's
Right, and we've still got space for 3 families. So yeah, we can see now that the only thing we really still require is the tavern supply. I think I'm going to just unassign one family for now from the fisherman's hut.
firewood.
I only sell the finest wares in all the land.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another workshop here. The brewery extension, so we can then start producing the ale for the town. Yeah, I think we should start doing that. And then my 4th workshop that I'm going to have is the butchery. And for this butchery that I'm going to open up, I'm going to just produce normal meat. I'm going to first wait with the sausages. I want to just get a stable meat and egg production going for some time. Okay, so let's maybe just do that. Open up the butcher's workshop. I'm going to just go for that. Right, so now I just want to quickly double check that I've got extensions here for all of the houses. Still need to get myself another oxen. Let's see, we've got some more space over there. And then I also need to order horses for myself. So after they've delivered this ox, then I'll just start ordering horses. That will just help us with the trade. We've got still a very decent amount of barley. We've got 15 in there. Oh, we've only got 5 in there. But how much malt did we produce? 29. Okay, it's not too great. I need to expand my crop fields a little bit. Let's maybe do that while it's winter. Let's see here for the barley. Okay, so this is a good location for the barley. And the idea is I want to keep all of the crop fields. I want to kind of limit it to 1 Morgan. I think it's a decent size. It's not too crazy big. Here we go, and then we're going to just do 1 more. So you can see it's nice and green over here for the barley. So we'll do another one. Just like so. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to do the first crops. We're going to do barley. We're going to rotate it. Flax and fallow. And then for this one, flax, fallow, barley. And then for this one, fallow, barley, and flax. Okay, so now we've got a good rotation, and I think we're gonna have pretty good production with the setup that we've got here currently. Town's looking pretty good. We've got now 114 people living in this town. You can see our food's running pretty low. These apiaries aren't much help. I will probably move the families from the apiaries. You know, once I've got a good sausage production, I'll probably move them somewhere else. Okay, well there we've got a decent amount of malt now as well. Okay, so here we go. Reserve. Let's just see this. This building will stop production in the region. Surplus of this resource is less than equal. Okay, so we're gonna push this up. Let's maybe push this up to 40. And we're going to say for the lambs, it's more than 30, or then they can slaughter them. So more than 40, they can slaughter the adult sheep. More than 30 for the lambs, they can slaughter the lambs. We're going to just keep it like that. We don't have to put a limit on the meat production. And then here, where we go. With the ale production. Okay, I'm also not going to put connected to the road network. I'm not going to put a limit on our ale production. And we can assign one family here to the tavern. Alright, so currently we've got 23 livestock. Let's see, so we've got 20, okay, 20. Oh, they took some of the sheep. So we've got 10 adult sheep and 10 lambs. So we've got to just let that keep on building up. Livestock, trade. Let's push this to, let's say 50. I'm going to say, well, yeah, let's say 30 maybe. Let's bring that up to 30. I'm going to just change this also accordingly. Butcher's workshop, 50, 30. Yeah, let's just do it like that. Okay, so I do believe from here the meat should stabilize a little bit better. We've got space for one more family to move in. And then I think I'm gonna then probably just assign that family to also work at the fisherman's hut. Here we go. So they've moved in. I'm gonna assign them there to just get fish for us. You know, thinking of it, I can maybe, they're going to be a little bit far from the church, but I can maybe open up some more burgage plots over here. Let's see, 4. Yeah, I think that's a decent amount if we can get 4 over here. We've got to just push our timber production again. So we're going to have to assign some more families. So let's just see, for the saw pits, let's just unassign them for a while. And then I just want to build up that timber. I think we're going to have to keep the 2 families for the woodcutters, just to keep up with the supply and the demand. For timber. Okay, so I'll just wait until it's maybe by 6. Here we go. Then we can set up at least 3 houses. Let's do that. So I think for these 3 houses, I'll maybe do another 2 for meat and another 1 for eggs. Maybe the other way around. 2 chicken coops and 1 for meat. But the meat yield you get with the goats, it's very little. I think you only get a yield twice a year, something like that. And it's like a ridiculously low amount. So you've got to really have a lot of these goat sheds to just keep up with the production. But if you've got the advanced skinning ability unlocked here by the development tree, then it's going to go a lot better. Okay, so let's just add a chicken coop over there. Yeah, let's do the animal pen. Alrighty, so we are actually able now to upgrade one of the houses to a level 3 burgage plot. and I'm gonna definitely take advantage of that. We've got a few here that can upgrade to level 2 also, so let's maybe just do that. Okay, let's go with the goat shed and then another chicken coop. There we go. So I've always got the same burgage plots that will give me problems. Now the only reason I think they're lacking in the food or whatever is because we still need more families assigned here to the granary and the storehouse. So let's add another family here. Yeah, you can see, so the supply is running a little bit low, so we need more families for that. Right, so we've got +1 now because we've got that one level 3 burgage plot. So we need another 2 of these. Okay, but our sheep, they're increasing very nicely over here. So we've got 13 adult sheep and 16 lambs. That's building up very nicely. I'm thinking of taking away one of these families by the apiary, and I'm going to just maybe assign them here to the fisherman's hut. Yeah, see, they're not causing even a dent here with the spawner fish. So I know the developer did say, you know, especially with this winding river map, they will give you fishing spots eventually with the new update, that you will be able to fish from the actual river and not just from these little ponds. So yeah, that's going to be a nice touch. And as I've said before, like, I hope that we will also be able to get more spawning points, like wild animal spawning points and berry spawning points. If we can have more than one, that would also just make it so much better. I mean, or at least like create like different levels of difficulty. So if you do like standard map, then you can have up to 2 spawning points of like any random resource. And with easy, then you can have maybe up to 3. And then playing on hard or harder difficulty, you can have maybe 1 spawning point of each and miss a few resources. Like we've got over here, we don't even have salt in this region. Alrighty, so we've got now another family over here. Let's just see. Okay, coin's looking good. Let me see. And we've got a decent amount of ale, so we can at least supply that for the people. What I think I should do though is I should probably open up another butcher shop. Yeah, I think I should just open up another butcher shop, and then what we are going to do, we need some planks. Let's just add a family again here to the saw pit. So I'm gonna add another butcher shop. And then with this butcher shop, we're going to exclusively do the sausages. Okay, so the food is really a problem at this stage. I must now be careful to expand further. I just want to upgrade 3 burgage plots. If I can do that. Oh, we've got everything that we need. We just need the planks. Come on, bring me those planks. We can just upgrade another 2 of these burgage plots. There we go. And then we just need 1 more. One more. We've got everything we need to upgrade this burgage plot. There we go. Okay, so now from here, then I can unlock this skill here for the development tree. the trapping, and that will just allow us to enable us to get a little bit more extra meat. But generally the approval rating is looking pretty good. We're staying between 60 and 70%, which I think is decent. So I'm going to just assign maybe another family here to the apiary. Okay, so you can see the flock is growing nicely. Let's just see what we've got. We've got 15 adult sheep and 20 lambs. Okay, so that's growing really nicely. Okay, so we're going to enable hunters to skillfully lay traps, which gives us a passive income of meat. There we go. And then from there we're going to follow it up with the advanced skinning. So now we're going to need 3 level 3 burgage plots. Oh sorry, 10 level 3 burgage plots. So this is going to be a bit more tricky. But I want to just see if I can stabilize the meat production. Now, in order to stabilize the meat production, we have to get that certain amount of sheep. I'm going to just go ahead and upgrade this little house over here to level 2. And then we can change that into a butcher's workshop. And then as soon as we've got enough meat, I'll start producing the sausages. Now we can just maybe open up the trade route here for the salt. Let's just see, a salt. Establish trade route. Okay, import. Oh shit. Okay, no. This is the wrong one. No trade. There we go. Okay. Oh, I see, this is very, very expensive to do the imports for the salt. That's why I said it's going to be a tricky one to pull this off. But I want to really try and do this. Okay, let's see. Granary capacity. I suppose we need to add more families here. Let's just maybe... I'm going to maybe for now, I'm going to just add another family to the trading post. I would also love to add more families here to the farmhouse, just to make this also a little bit more effective. So we've got linen production also going, and we can maybe open up the trade for the linen. Anything we can make money from at this stage, because we're going to use a lot of money to import the salt. So let's just say establish trade route and export. Okay, so I'm gonna just say maybe export when we're over 50. I think I'm gonna do that. Right, so you can see now we've got 3 families assigned here to the fisherman's hut. And when we get here to November, let me just see how's the spawning. Yeah, we've got still plenty of fish left. $43. Okay, so it is growing very nicely. There we go. So this pasture is now completely full. We're starting to move into the second pasture. $20.25. Okay. That's funny. 2025. Okay, so yeah, we're getting close to the amount that we need for the lambs to start slaughtering the lambs. and that's just gonna really significantly boost our meat production. Let's see, okay, so we need that third food. And that's where we've got the problem now, it's just to have a third food type. Let's maybe assign another family here to the apiary. Yeah, you see, we do need to add more families here to help with the supply. We just add some more people here to the retinue. I think I'll just do up to 18. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and add another 2 burgage plots over here, just to give us those extra families. Let's do that. There we go. Ah, there we go. Got another level 3 burgage plot over there. I've got to just every now and then I've got to pop onto this settings over here so that I can just see which house I can upgrade, and as soon as I see that green button with a level 2 plot, then I must just quickly do it while I've got the opportunity. Because my idea is now to get to that next development stage as quickly as I can so that we can open up that advanced skinning. Okay, we've nearly got enough sheep to start with the butchering, and that's going to help us tremendously. Alright, actually got a very good amount of barley out of this yield. Right, so now the lake is going to start freezing over. I think we've got another month to fish before it completely freezes. But once it's frozen solid, we won't be able to fish. But I'm gonna just let them carry on for now. Okay. Right, so from here I want to now just get myself a horse. just get that one horse. Got 2 stable spaces left. I'm probably going to order 2 horses. Entertainment supply. Okay, so with the entertainment, I think we are okay. Okay, so now it's frozen over the lake, so we can basically unassign the families on this side. I think I'll maybe assign another family here to the apiary. Let's just see here. And then one of those other families I can assign here to the granary or to the storehouse. Yeah, we'll probably need another family here for the storehouse. Oh, there we go. And upgrade another one to level 3. And here's another one. Okay, great stuff. That means we have only got 3 burgage plots. Sorry, 4 burgage plots left that we can upgrade. To just get to that next development stage. I've got some sort of bug over here. They're supposed to show the burgage plot stats, but it doesn't want to. There we go. Okay. I don't know why they only show the oxen. Okay, we still need those extensions, so another chicken coop. Let's see. Yeah, let's just maybe do another chicken coop. Let's just do it like that. Okay, we're gonna start butchering the sheep. We nearly got enough. So the supplies are looking a little bit better. Let's just unassign this family also here. I want to see if I can assign them somewhere else. Yeah, let's maybe... We've got enough wool, so let's maybe assign them here by the Weaver's Workshop. That's going to just help us generate some extra income. Requirements not met. Okay, well that's fine. I know why it's not met. Okay, so now we've got enough sheep, we can actually start butchering over here. I'm gonna maybe move this down, this amount. Let's maybe move it down to 35. And once our food supply have stabilized a little bit more, then I can systematically increase the levels from where we can start butchering. We've got currently now 150 people living in this town. Okay, so our supply capacity for the granary is looking really good. We just need to assign one more family here to the storehouse, and I think then we sorted. What I can alternatively also do is I can import some sort of commodities like the honey, let's say for example. just to help us out to get all of the houses that we need to get to level 3 to upgrade them. So that is a temporary solution I'm thinking of now. Honey, let's see, what is... Honey is quite cheap. Meat is a little bit cheaper actually. But I think let's just go for the honey to have the 3 food varieties. That's going to help us to level up the houses. So let's establish this trade route and import. Up to the point where... Oh, we actually pay 13. Yeah, okay, that's quite expensive. I sometimes get confused with the pricing over here. So let's import it till 20. We are going to use a lot of our money now. But it's fine, it's only going to be temporary. Oh, we've got plenty of ale. Now these people can live off beer for some time. I'm sure they don't mind, or wouldn't mind. Okay, there we go. So we've got now all the families that we need for the storehouse and for the granary. And now we're into the new season. Let's actually assign the fishermen now. So let's do that. Let's unassign a family here by the apiary. I'm gonna unassign 2 families. There we go. And then we can just start getting some fish again. Just see, fish supply is looking really good. Okay, with the forester, advance, remote working area. There we go. Okay, so with the wood cutting, it's actually doing very well. They're not going as wild as in my previous games with the wood cutting. Oh boy. Okay, so enemy spotted. Where are they coming from? Okay, so they're kind of like attacking from the same location. Let's just see if we can hire some mercenaries. Oh my goodness. Okay, these are the only ones available. Sign the contract. And now they might be coming from a very far location. Let's see. Okay, that's not... it's not ideal actually. They're not gonna make it on time. Dang it. Okay, you see, I should have hired these ones a while ago already. Alright, we'll just send them there, and now I'm gonna have to use my own villagers to go out. Let's just get some more men into the retinue over here. Yeah, I think let's just go for the 20. Actually, let's just fill it up. Why not? Rally. Rally. Just have to let all of them rally now. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna just have to tell them not to run. Don't run. Don't run. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep their stamina before they engage. Okay, so the approval rating is looking much better at this stage. We've got all the different clothing and materials that we've got available at the marketplace. Okay, and the coin is doing okay. Alright, so the idea is I just want to send my soldiers out of range of where my borders are. So then we don't need to assign any families to go work at the corpse pit to bury all the people. So let's just see if we can line them up nicely over here. I'm gonna have to use my archers to flank these guys. Now you can see here my mercenaries, because they're coming from a total random spot. It really bugs me with the mercenaries that they would literally just pop out of any side. Yeah. They should actually allocate where the mercenaries are going to come from, beforehand? Well, that's what I think.
Sire! March! My lord! Yes, sire! Advance!
Right, so I'm going to use the archers to flank from these two sides.
Forward! My lord! Advance! Kill them! Forward! Yes, sire! Kill them! March! Advance! Kill them! Advance! Yes, sire!
Here we go. Oh my goodness, here's another party. I totally missed them. Goodness.
Yes, sire! Yes, sire!
Run, run, run. Run, run, run.
Pace! Faster! Move quickly!
Here we go. Nice. Okay. So that's sorted out. We can send all of them back, and these mercenaries were useless because they're still coming up here. So goodbye for you guys. And then all of you can return back to normal. There we go. Oh, I was just too late with this house. There we go. Level up, level up. Okay, so now from here we're going to only need another 3 that we need to upgrade. Let's do that. Also put that one to level 2. So you see we've got now a couple of families in mourning. Okay, there we go. I think we're gonna have enough now to go to the next development stage. But I'm telling you, as soon as I go to this next development stage, it's gonna go a lot better when we get to the advanced skinning. Then we're going to produce a real decent amount of meat. And then from there it will be actually viable for us to start producing sausages. I'm going to just keep 3 families there to do the fishing. And we can in fact assign another family here to the farming. Yeah, so you can see that we've got now 3 different foods: the fish, the honey, and the meat that seems to be stable. I should probably add some more chicken coops pretty soon. But generally we've got now 3 food sources that's relatively stable. Okay, so we still need 1 house to upgrade to level 3. Oh, so we're actually missing logs. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just do this quickly. So my food has been stable for quite some time. It's just the logs, the timber that I've been missing. There we go. Alrighty, so this is going to unlock the next development stage for us. I'm gonna just do this as well. Just want to have one extra level 3 baggage plot. So now we'll have another family, or space for another family to move in. Currently we've got space for an additional 4 families. Right there, they're moving in now. Yeah, so the food is actually stable. Although we don't have any reserves, it is actually pretty stable. Okay, so there we go. So we've got the advanced skinning now. This is going to really help us. Then we just, all we need is another 5 level 3 baggage plots. Okay, we also do need another 6 level 2 baggage plots. Okay, that's actually perfect. Right, so you can see our money is definitely starting to get affected. Policies. Decreases approval. All damage reach twice as fast. Reduce crops. You know, this is maybe a policy that I can use for this specific playthrough. I don't need as many crops. I can unassign the policy again. So let's maybe run that for a while and let's just see if the wild animals, how quickly, if it's going to make any difference with the breeding. But you can already see my meat yield is climbing significantly. So we can now go ahead and stop importing the honey. And I'll just maybe add some families to work here by the apiary. So now my intention is to get another level 2 baggage plot, which I can then use as a second butchery. Not enough construction material. What are we missing? Ah, planks. Right, so let's just do this quickly again. I suppose I need to keep 3 families now assigned permanently here by the logging camp. Alright, so our sheep and our lambs are looking good. We've got a decent amount of both. But now what I want to do is I'm going to just increase this a little bit. Let's do 40-35. Now I'm going to systematically increase the amount of sheep that we have. So I feel like for a town this size, you need about, I would say, 80 sheep in total, lambs and adult sheep. And then you get a pretty good production on your meat. Okay, so once this baggage plot is done, which it is now, I'm going to just add another workshop over here. And we'll just do, this is now for the butchery specifically. And then we'll start producing the sausages. You can see there the meat, it's really exponentially climbing. So once you've got this advanced skinning available here at the development tree, it makes a massive difference. So the last thing that we just need to do is the better deals to help us with the import of the salt, because we're never going to make it financially if we have to consistently import that salt. Let's just go ahead and order another horse. Then we've got all our stable spaces filled. But yeah, so far this is looking good. Got a decent amount of meat. We've got our eggs, we've got our fish. A little bit of honey. We just need to get the sausages on board basically. Sausages. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna start with the production yet. I suppose it will automatically start once we've got salt. So I'll just hang tight before I start importing the salt. We've got so much ale. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm thinking maybe... yeah, maybe I should export the ale. We are exporting the linen, and we are, we're already importing, but I didn't set it yet. Okay, cool. Export firewood. I'm gonna stop with the firewood maybe, or I don't know if that's necessary. Let's just see here. Leather, okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the leather's not really making a dent. We can maybe look at exporting wool. So let's open up the trade route, export. Right, and we can say they can export the wool maybe when we get over 120. We can export the wool. We do get 2 coin for the exports on that, so that's actually not bad. We produce so much wool in any case. Alright. So now we've got an 80% approval rating because we've got a decent food variety now as well. We've got the eggs, the fish and the meat. To actually get more, it looks like you get more approval from the proteins, I want to say, or the meat products. It does appear that way. Okay, I think I should take the leap of faith and just start to produce the sausages. Or start importing the salt at least. Or what I can rather do is I can maybe look at first going up to the next development stage to get the better deals. That might be a better option for us. A safer option, I want to say. Level 3 burgage plot there. Okay. So that's just going to bring us one step closer to where we want to be. But yeah, the meat production, that's very good. I mean, this is looking awesome. Yeah, so you can see the wild animals are like climbing now, the numbers, because of that policy. But obviously now we're going to get less yields, which is okay. I mean, that's really a fine compromise. We've got so much ale at this stage, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. Okay, so our suppliers, we're starting to reach capacity again, so I mean, I suppose we need to add some families to work here between the storehouse and the granary. Let's just add another family there by the logging camp. Okay, but the food is climbing so nice. Okay, we've got plenty of meat now. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted. And now the thing is, I just need to boost that regional wealth before we start importing that salt. So we've got now 40 sheep and 35 lambs. So I just want to let it go up a little bit further. So let's do it 45 adult sheep and 40 lambs. And I'm going to just adjust the trade over here as well. You just make sure that to align 45, 40, okay. 45, 40. There we go. You see, this was also not set right. It had to be at 40, or 45 rather. So they kept on buying sheep, and that's also causing my regional wealth not to climb. But it did give us a good yield of meat. What we can also do now, because you can see now the wild animal deposits are climbing, we can add another family here to the hunting camp. Okay, so you see, the thing is, we're going to, our honey and our fish is going to fluctuate the amount of honey and fish that we've got available always. So if we've got the eggs and the meat supplied as well as the sausages, I think we're going to have a pretty stable community. So we're going to just keep on upgrading the houses if we do get the opportunity. I think we're missing resources, construction material. Yeah. So that's the only thing we're missing here. See, we've got a decent amount of blank, so I'm going to just tell the sorper to stop quickly. Just to build up our timber. And then we can look at upgrading more of these houses, the burgage plots. Right, there's another one, another 2 that we can level up. And then we've got enough level 3 burgage plots. So then from there we're only going to need more level 2. So let's do that. 1, 2, okay. Right, we're nearly getting there, very close. So then we're going to reach the final development stage. Just to unlock the better deals, and then from there I'm going to import the salt, and then yeah, then I think it's going to be pretty stable. Everything's going to run very smoothly. Yeah, just want to see my butchery. There's the butchery. Okay, cool. We've got 3 families available. I just want to check here quickly where I want to. I definitely want to sign. Yeah, I should actually do this. I need another family here by the storehouse and the granary. Let's just see. Yeah, so there we've got a better capacity now to handle everybody. And this market stall, or the market square, is starting to look very nice and more appropriate for the size of town that we've got. So how many level 2? We need another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do it like that. And now we're going to also need to add a few extra level 1 burgage plots. Let's just maybe do it like this. Yeah, I'm going to just do this. And I'm going to place chicken coops there over there as well. We lost quite a few of our retinue, so I'm going to just fill them up here again. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so this is the last step that I want to do. Now from here, we should be able to make a very decent amount of money, because we're going to import the salt at a better rate. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference in pricing, but it's still going to be better. Yeah, so instead of 14 points, we're going to pay 9. Okay, so that, yeah, that will definitely make a difference. Okay. So we now, within this episode, I want to start importing salt so that we can start producing the sausages, and then we'll have a stable supply basically of meat, eggs and sausages, and on and off on the occasions we will have honey and fish. So those are the commodities that I'm basically feeding the town with. So I've got my butchery on this side, and all I've got to do now is to start importing the salt. So let's quickly get that set up. Now I did also progress to the last stage of my development. With at this stage of the game's development, you can only get up to 6 development points. So we unlock the better deal, so the salt is not going to cost us too much. And I want to just start importing that. So let's just see, I think it's over here, yeah. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to maybe go ahead and import 20 salt at a time. It's going to be quite pricey. I mean, that's going to cost us 180 coin per pop. But I think it should be fine. We're going to just have to keep an eye on our regional wealth and to make sure that we don't actually go into a loss. But I've got plenty of stuff that I am trading, that I'm exporting. So at this stage, I believe the salt is literally the only thing that I'm going to import. Okay, then also additionally, I do have roof tiles that I'm importing. But we don't use a lot of that. I mean, we're only going to use these roof tiles every time that we've got to upgrade the burgage plots to level 3. And I don't think I'm going to actually upgrade any more burgage plots. I think for where we are now currently, I think we are good to go. So we can actually just keep it the way it is. Once the winter time has passed, I'm going to assign people at the fisherman's hut again, and they can start getting fish for us. So now I've added a third family here to the woodcutter's lodge. They do consume more wood over the winter time. So you can see there that we are struggling a little bit with the fuel supply. but the food in itself is doing very well. Okay, so we just need to, let's see, a butcher shop, farms production. Okay, I don't think I'm going to put any limit here. Just want to see that when we get the salt. Okay, there. We got our first salt in now, so this butcher, they should be starting to produce the sausages. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so for 1 salt and 1 meat, we get 2 sausages, so that's not too bad. And our currency, our regional wealth is climbing, so that's good. We've still got space for 3 more families to move in. I am thinking of just adding some more chicken coops. Now we are requiring some planks. I do need to assign another family here for the planks. So let's take 1 family away from the logging camp. And I'm going to just assign them there to start sawing. Just to produce some planks. Once we've got another family that's moved in, I'm going to assign them there by the logging camp. But I've still got to kind of juggle the families here pretty much. You see, because we also don't have any veggies. I find it a little bit more difficult to juggle with the families as to where I want to assign them. Right. Okay, so but our coin is looking good. Yeah, and there we can see we are starting to produce the sausages now. So I'm not sure how many burgage plots we need or how many butcher shops we need to produce enough sausages. I've got currently only 1 butcher shop that's producing the sausages. And then I've got 1 that's doing the general slaughtering. So like for example, if we've got over a certain amount of sheep. Now I do want to increase the limit of the sheep a little bit more. So let's do that. I'm going to take this up to 50 and then 45 for the lambs. And then we're also going to use our trading post. Take it up to 50 and 45. There we go. Right. So at this level where we are now, I think we've got enough meat that we're producing. I think it's safe to say we are at a good level. You can see that we've got 200 meat, which is insane. And then we've got a decent amount of eggs just to sustain us. And slowly but surely the sausages are accumulating now. I think I might need to assign another family to become a butcher. And we're going to have to maybe produce some extra sausages. But I'm going to just keep an eye on it. It does look like it's climbing. Slowly but surely. So I think my most stable production is going to be the meat, the sausages, and the eggs. Those 3 are going to run pretty stable. And then on and off, I'll have the fish. And I've also got some families that's giving us honey. But they will definitely need to do something about the honey production. It's very bad. With the way that it's set up now. It's just, you can build so many apiaries and have so many families assigned to get honey, but it's just not enough. Okay, so you can see our currency, our regional wealth is climbing, in spite of the fact that we are importing the salt and the roof tiles. Okay, just want to see if I've got workshops here. I still need workshops over here. Okay, so these ones I'm going to also change into chicken coops. And yeah, I think that should do the trick. I think then we should be producing enough eggs in any case. Alright, so let's see, a logging camp. That's fine, that's fine. Alrighty, so all the new families that we're getting in, we're going to just assign them to the fisherman's hut. You can see we've got the barley now here. And we've got a decent amount of ale. I think that should sustain us. Let's just see here. Okay, so I think we've got enough sheep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the family away from this livestock trading post. We're not going to use them anymore. I really don't think we're going to use them at all anymore. So I'm going to assign that family then to basically just also work here by the fisherman's hut. Now we can add more families here to the stone church. And I think that will give us extra approval rating for the church level. Not enough stable space. Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Let me just quickly do this. Our pastures are running out. There we go. Okay, so from this stage, we're also starting to pay taxes now. Generic storage full. Okay. Alright, this is now for the log specifically. Okay, it does seem to me that one butcher shop is enough. If there's one butcher shop that's producing the sausages, I think it's enough. It does look like it. It's slowly but surely climbing. And this is now for a population of just under 200. So that's not bad at all. We can maybe consider to just upgrading more of these houses to burgage plots level 2, I would say. So let's do that. I'm just going to upgrade a bunch of them to level 2. I am considering maybe upgrading a few more burgage plots to level 3, just to give us that extra family that can help us basically with everything, all the basics. It looks like we've got a water shortage over here, so I'm going to upgrade this well point, and then I'm going to just add maybe a basic well on this side. There's actually no water running through here, so I think the only thing that I can do is to maybe upgrade the stone wall, because they are complaining about water, having access to water. I don't know, it's like, it seems very close to where these burgage plots are, so I don't know why they're struggling with the water. In any case, okay, let's just maybe look at upgrading these burgage plots. I'm gonna maybe just do another 2 to level 3. Now in the near future we'll be able to upgrade these burgage plots to level 4, and then I think we're going to need these blocks. So when you look at the construction material, we're either going to only use stone, or we're going to additionally have to get blocks as well. So we're going to need like a stone, I don't know what you call it, like a stone works or something, which can then create blocks, and then we'll be able to upgrade these burgage plots to level 4. But you can see that we actually need quite a few different items to upgrade them. So you need 4 different food types, which we actually are covering at this stage, which I think is pretty impressive, because seeing that we're not using apples, bread, berries or vegetables as food sources. And usually the vegetables being like the best food source within Manor Lords. It would be cool if there was a way that you can cultivate the berries. You know, maybe get like a forester that can specifically focus on planting berry bushes or something. Alright, so we've got now another family, and just want to see with the supply. Let's just see. Yeah, okay, so you can see the supply capacity is running a little bit full. So we can add another family here to the granary. Let's just check that out. Okay, it's looking a little bit better. And how many? We've got still 14 spots left for the market stall, so you really don't need that big of a space. But the market square is starting to look really nice and colorful. Yeah, okay. So from what I can see, the one butcher shop that's doing the sausages, it looks like it's enough. And our money is still accumulating on this side. So yeah, it's a pretty vital thing to just set up this better deals. Especially when it comes to the imports, the better deals is going to make a big difference for you. Now, what I'm thinking is of just maybe assigning some extra mercenaries, hiring them. These ones are very cheap. Sign the contract. I think I'm going to just go ahead and hire them. And the reason why I say that is because we can, our AI opponent, they might decide to try and claim our lands, because you can see they've pretty much claimed all of these lands. I was so focused on just supplying all the food for the people that I didn't really pay much attention on what they were doing. But yeah, I just need some extra defenses over here. So I'm going to hire the mercenaries, and then I've got another 4 parties of soldiers. Alright, so I'm going to just bring them here to the town. Just station them nearby. They can maybe just stand over there. Yeah, I'm going to just keep them like that. Okay, now if we do need more soldiers, or let's say if they do set up more mercenaries available for us, I think I'm going to just go ahead and hire them as well. I don't have the strongest of soldiers. We're still at the 70% approval rating.
These things do happen from time to time.
Are we getting now that extra approval for the clothing variety? Yeah, we should be getting that food variety as well. So I'm going to assign this extra family that came in. I'm going to also assign them to the granary. Okay, because it does look like we're still struggling with the supply capacity for the granary. And we're currently now at 202 population. Okay, so I've got my mercenaries over here. I think we are decently or reasonably protected if anybody does decide to attack us. Now, I would love to have the ability to set up watchtowers and build proper city walls, and I do think it's coming within the next big update. I know the only thing I do know is that we'll be able to upgrade our manor to a stone structure and do like an outer bailey where the people can shoot from the wall. So your manor is going to be a really vital point for your town. You're going to have to place the manor strategically to help or try and help defend your town. But yeah, so from what we can see here now, you can see we've got food supply for up to 6 months. So if you've got all of these development, how can I say, these branches unlocked, like the ones that I've got now currently, let's say excluding the beekeeping, but if you've got all of these unlocked, I think you can pretty much effectively run a carnivore town without utilizing any veggies, berries, bread, or apples. We've got space for one more family. I think let's just go ahead and upgrade this burgage plot as well. Okay, so we've got the water access now. I think it was important that we upgrade this so we can supply 39, actually 26 over here, but we've got another well point on this side. Let's just maybe upgrade this one also, just to be sure, or just to be safe rather. Right, so my money is looking so good, I'm now thinking of maybe adding some extra crop fields over here. See, for the barley, okay, it's going to be better for us to place the crop fields here at the back. Let's maybe do this. I'm going to bring one out like this. And I want to still keep it to 1 Morgan per crop field. Yeah, that's decent. That's 1. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. All Alright, so here we've got now 3 extra crop fields. And we're going to do this. Barley, flax, fallow, flax, fallow, barley. And then this one will be a fallow and then barley and flax. Okay, cool. So now at any given point, we've got 3 crop fields that will produce barley and 3 that will produce flax at any given time. And we can just go ahead and assign another family over here. And then, yeah, I think we're pretty good with our families that's working here by the crop fields. Now, I've got this one policy that I'm also running, which enables the wild animals on the rich deposits to breed twice as fast. But it's also costing us, giving us a 50% less yield for our crop fields, which I think is fine. I mean, you can see there that our ale is doing not too bad. We are getting close to harvesting season now. Yeah, very close. So we seem to be doing fine with the amount of barley and flax that we are obtaining in any case. But the meat is pretty running wild, so you know what, let's unassign this policy. I would love to have more policies. And this is just showing our all-time trade. Okay, it looks a bit cluttered. I think they will improve this over time. Imports, okay, there we go. Exports, okay. That looks a little bit better. When you put everything together, it looks a bit crazy. But if you click on imports and exports separately, it's actually a nice layout. We've got still space for one more family to move in. There they go. You can see they're starting to harvest now the barley and the flax. Yeah, let's maybe assign this family, this extra family that came in. I'm gonna assign them also by the fisherman's hut. But out of all the foods, you can now see the eggs, the sausages and the meat. That's pretty stable. Now I've got really a lot of chicken coops over here, you can see. But I think I've successfully completed or established what I wanted to do. Just, you know, feeding the whole town with all the different foods that's not vegetables, or basically just sticking to the meats. And so I wanted to know if it is possible. I did think it was, but I wasn't sure if you can sustain a town with all these level 3 burgage plots. But we do seem to have a lot of stability here, because at this stage we've got now enough food supply for 6 months, and the fuel is not so much of an issue. But yeah, they look pretty happy. I mean, we've got our approval rating now at, let's say, plus minus 80%, which is great, and we are still charging them tax. And you can see our treasury is also looking good. So all in all, I say it's doable if you do want to go that route. But in any case, if you did enjoy this whole series, this playthrough, please do remember to like this video and also subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.
In a game of adventure and strategy, we make our mark. That's the game of